The first daily habit that can truly change your life forever is the commitment to lifelong learning, because growth does not stop when you graduate or finish formal education. It continues every single day through the knowledge you choose to absorb and apply. The most successful people in the world share this mindset. They treat learning as a daily discipline rather than an occasional activity. They understand that the world is constantly evolving, industries are changing, and new opportunities arise only for those who are prepared to adapt. If you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. And that begins with feeding it new ideas, new perspectives, and new skills on a consistent basis. Every page you read, every podcast you listen to, and every meaningful conversation you engage in contributes to your long-term transformation. Lifelong learning is not about cramming information. It is about sharpening your ability to think differently, solve problems creatively, and make better decisions. This habit does not require hours of your time, but it does require intentionality. Dedicating just 30 minutes a day to focus learning compounds into an enormous advantage over the years. Imagine reading one book a month. That would be 12 books a year. And in 10 years, you would have consumed the wisdom of 120 books. That kind of knowledge puts you in a completely different category compared to someone who stopped learning after school. Jack Ma himself often said that knowledge should not be pursued only for success, but to become valuable to others. When you learn daily, you equip yourself with insights that can help you contribute more effectively in your workplace, your relationships, and your personal growth. Over time, you stop being reactive to life and start becoming proactive, because learning expands your ability to see opportunities and take action on them. The beauty of lifelong learning is that it can take many forms. You do not have to limit yourself to books or lectures, though those are powerful. You can learn from observing people around you, from listening to mentors, from asking questions, or even from your own experiences and failures. Each day presents a new chance to learn something, but only if you are open to noticing it. Some of the most valuable lessons are hidden in ordinary situations, and those who maintain a curious mind are the ones who gain the most. Curiosity is the fuel that drives learning, and without it, growth becomes stagnant. By making learning a daily habit, you train your brain to stay sharp, adaptable, and creative, which are qualities that can change the direction of your entire life. Another important aspect of lifelong learning is application. Knowledge that is not applied eventually fades away. When you learn something new, the most effective way to make it stick is to use it, whether by teaching it to someone else, integrating it into your work, or applying it to a real life challenge. The process of applying knowledge deepens understanding and builds confidence. Over time, this habit transforms you into someone who is not only well informed, but also skilled at turning ideas into results. This shift separates those who simply consume information from those who use it to create value, and it is the creators who ultimately change their lives and the lives of others in a world where technology, industries, and opportunities are moving faster than ever before. The habit of lifelong learning is no longer optional. It is essential. Every day that you choose to invest in your growth, you are preparing yourself for challenges that others will find overwhelming. Every time you dedicate time to learning, you are taking a step toward a version of yourself that is stronger, smarter, and more capable than the person you were yesterday. This habit builds a foundation for resilience, confidence, and success, because when you are always learning, you are always evolving. And when you are always evolving, life begins to open doors you never imagined possible. The second daily habit that can change your life forever is reflection, because without taking time to pause and evaluate your actions, you risk repeating the same mistakes again and again without growth. Reflection is the process of looking back at your day with honesty and awareness, examining what went well, what went wrong, and what could be improved. Most people move through life on autopilot, going from one task to another without ever questioning whether their actions are aligned with their goals or values. This lack of self-awareness keeps them stuck in cycles of frustration. By practicing reflection every day, you create space to analyze your behavior, to understand your decisions, and to identify lessons hidden within your experiences. Reflection transforms ordinary days into opportunities for growth, because each evening becomes a chance to learn from the last 24 hours and prepare for the next. The practice of reflection does not have to be complicated or time-consuming. Taking just 10 to 15 minutes at the end of your day to sit quietly, write in a journal, or think deeply about your choices can be enough to produce real change. One of the most effective methods is asking yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? What mistakes did I make? And how can I improve tomorrow? By asking these questions consistently, you build the habit of continuous self-improvement. Small adjustments made daily compound into massive transformations over time. For example, if you notice through reflection that you wasted too much time on distractions, you can plan to remove them tomorrow. If you recognize that you handled a situation with patience and kindness, you can celebrate that and make it part of your character. Reflection is like holding up a mirror to your life, and what you see in that mirror gives you the clarity to become better. Another powerful benefit of reflection is the ability to turn failure into feedback. Most people view failure as a dead end, but through reflection, it becomes a valuable teacher. Instead of asking why something happened to you, reflection allows you to ask what you can learn from it. This shift in perspective is what separates successful people from everyone else. Every mistake carries a lesson, but you only gain that lesson if you are willing to stop and reflect. When Jack Ma spoke about his failures, he emphasized that each rejection pushed him to look deeper into himself and improve. This is what made him resilient in the face of setbacks. Reflection turns pain into progress and disappointment into direction because it forces you to extract meaning from difficult experiences rather than letting them pass without growth. Reflection also strengthens your emotional intelligence. By examining your actions and reactions each day, you begin to understand your emotions more clearly. You recognize what triggers stress, anger, or frustration, and you also notice what brings peace, joy, and motivation. This awareness helps you manage your emotions better and build stronger relationships with others. When you understand yourself, you also become more empathetic and patient with the people around you. Leaders who practice reflection consistently are often more trusted because they are self-aware and intentional rather than impulsive. In this way, reflection does not only improve your personal life, but also your professional and social interactions. In addition, reflection provides direction. Many people spend their days busy but not productive, chasing activities that do not align with their larger goals. Reflection helps you step back and evaluate whether your actions are moving you closer to or further from the life you want. By doing this daily, you prevent yourself from drifting off course. Even if you make mistakes, reflection allows you to quickly realign and get back on track. Over time, this habit ensures that your energy is spent on things that truly matter rather than wasted on distractions. Reflection sharpens your vision, keeps you focused on your priorities, and ensures that each day contributes meaningfully to your future. The act of reflecting daily builds a mindset of intentional living. Instead of being controlled by circumstances, you gain the power to control how you respond and how you grow. Reflection turns your days into lessons, your failures into teachers, and your goals into realities. It is a habit that costs nothing but gives everything, because through reflection you unlock the ability to learn from the past, live better in the present, and prepare wisely for the future. The third daily habit that can change your life forever is practicing discipline. Because without discipline, even the greatest dreams remain unfulfilled and the best plans remain only on paper. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. It is the invisible force that pushes you to take consistent action even when motivation fades away. Many people start their journey full of energy and passion, but passion alone is not enough to sustain progress. It is discipline that carries you through on the days when you don't feel like working, when distractions appear, or when challenges seem overwhelming. Discipline creates stability, and stability creates results. By training yourself to follow through on commitments, you develop the ability to trust yourself, which is one of the most powerful foundations of success. When you say you will do something and then actually do it, no matter how small, you strengthen your self-respect and confidence. Discipline is not about being harsh on yourself or removing all joy from life. It is about choosing what matters most and aligning your daily actions with those priorities. The problem many people face is that they let emotions dictate their actions, working only when they feel like it and stopping whenever things get difficult. This inconsistency creates frustration and stagnation. Discipline breaks this cycle by teaching you to act based on principles rather than moods. It helps you wake up early when you would rather sleep in, to complete the work when procrastination tempts you, and to stay focused when distractions call for your attention. Over time, these small acts of discipline compound into habits that shape your character and transform your future. You become the kind of person who gets things done, and that identity alone opens doors to opportunities that remain closed to those who lack consistency. One of the most effective ways to build discipline is to start small and grow gradually. Many people fail because they set goals that are too big and expect instant results. Real discipline is developed by conquering small challenges every day until your willpower becomes stronger. For example, committing to exercise for 10 minutes a day may seem small, but if you do it consistently, you create momentum. That momentum builds the confidence to take on bigger challenges. Similarly, if you commit to saving just a little money daily, over time you develop the discipline to manage larger sums responsibly. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows with consistent training. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes, and soon tasks that once felt impossible become natural parts of your routine. Another key element of discipline is creating systems that reduce temptation and increase focus. Discipline is not only about willpower, but also about environment. If you want to eat healthier, discipline is easier when your kitchen is stocked with nutritious food instead of junk. If you want to focus on work, discipline is easier when your phone is placed away from your desk. By designing your environment to support your goals, you make discipline less of a struggle and more of a natural flow. Successful people understand this principle and structure their lives in ways that make good choices automatic. Jack Ma often emphasized that success is not about talent alone, but about the daily habits that discipline creates. Your systems shape your outcomes, and when you intentionally design them, discipline becomes sustainable rather than draining. Discipline also builds resilience because it trains you to endure discomfort without giving up. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and difficulties, and those who rely only on motivation often quit when things get tough. Discipline teaches you to keep going regardless of circumstances, to show up every day even when progress feels slow. This resilience is what allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. Discipline gives you control over your time, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Each discipline choice you make is like an investment in your future. And over time, these investments accumulate into a life that reflects your highest values and goals. By mastering discipline, you gain the power to create the life you desire rather than settling for the one that circumstances hand you. The fourth daily habit that can change your life forever is continuous learning, because the world is constantly evolving and those who stop learning eventually fall behind. Knowledge is the fuel that drives growth, innovation, and adaptability. And in today's fast-paced society, the ability to keep learning is more important than ever before. Continuous learning is not limited to formal education. It is about cultivating the curiosity and discipline to seek new information, acquire new skills, and refine your understanding of the world every single day. When you dedicate time daily to learn something new, even if it is small, you keep your mind active, your perspective fresh, and your abilities sharp. Successful people are often described as lifelong learners because they know that every piece of knowledge they gain has the potential to improve their decisions, expand their opportunities, and elevate the way they live and work. One of the main reasons continuous learning is such a powerful habit is because it prepares you to adapt to change. Technology, industries, and economies are shifting faster than ever, and what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Those who refuse to learn are left behind, while those who embrace learning are able to pivot, innovate, and thrive. For example, many successful entrepreneurs constantly read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, or take courses to stay updated on trends and sharpen their skills. Jack Ma himself has often said that the ability to keep learning and improving is more valuable than simply being smart, because the world rewards adaptability. By making learning a daily practice, you build the resilience to face uncertainty with confidence because you have prepared yourself with knowledge and insight. Another powerful benefit of continuous learning is that it boosts creativity and problem solving. When you expose your mind to new ideas, perspectives, and fields of knowledge, you create more connections between concepts. These connections often spark innovative solutions to challenges. For instance, reading about history may give you insights into leadership. Studying psychology may help you understand people better. And learning a new skill like coding or design may open doors to opportunities you never imagined. Continuous learning enriches your thinking and broadens your vision, allowing you to approach problems with fresh eyes instead of being limited by old ways of thinking. This ability to generate ideas and solutions sets you apart in your personal and professional life because it demonstrates growth, and forward thinking learning every day also builds confidence. When you know you are consistently improving yourself, you feel more capable of handling challenges. This confidence comes not from arrogance, but from preparation. For example, if you are constantly learning communication skills, you will feel more confident speaking in meetings or presenting ideas. If you are learning financial literacy, you will feel more secure in managing money and making investments. Knowledge equips you with the tools to face life head on, and the more you learn, the more empowered you become. This confidence not only benefits you personally, but also influences how others see you, because people naturally trust and respect those who demonstrate competence and a willingness to grow. The practice of continuous learning also nurtures humility. When you commit to learning daily, you are reminded that no matter how much you know, there is always more to discover. This humility keeps you open-minded and receptive to feedback, which is essential for long-term success. Arrogance comes from believing you already know enough, but growth comes from admitting that you don't. By reading books, engaging with mentors, exploring new skills, or simply reflecting on your own experiences with curiosity, you remind yourself that life is a classroom and every day offers a lesson. This mindset not only enriches your knowledge, but also deepens your character because it makes you more adaptable, compassionate, and wise. Making continuous learning a habit does not require hours of study each day. It can be as simple as reading a few pages of a book, listening to an educational podcast while commuting, watching a video on a new subject, or writing down a lesson learned from the day. The key is consistency, because over time, these small acts accumulate into a vast reservoir of knowledge. Just like exercising strengthens your body, learning daily strengthens your mind. It ensures that you are not standing still, but moving forward, constantly evolving into a better version of yourself. With each new piece of knowledge, you build momentum that carries you toward a more capable, adaptable, and successful future. The fifth daily habit that can change your life forever is cultivating gratitude, because gratitude shifts your perspective from what you lack to what you already have. And this shift in perspective is one of the most powerful forces in creating happiness, resilience, and fulfillment. Many people live their lives chasing after bigger goals, more money, or better opportunities, yet they overlook the value of appreciating what is already present in their lives. Gratitude teaches you to slow down and recognize the small blessings, the progress you have made, and the people who support you. By practicing gratitude every day, you train your mind to focus on positivity instead of problems, and this positive outlook affects not only your mood, but also your energy, relationships, and decision making. Scientific studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience lower stress levels, better sleep, improved health, and higher overall life satisfaction, which proves that gratitude is not just a spiritual idea, but a practical tool for success. And being gratitude is powerful because it transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. Instead of complaining about difficulties, gratitude teaches you to see what you can learn from them and how they contribute to your journey. For example, failing at something can be frustrating, but when viewed through gratitude, you realize that the failure has given you valuable lessons, resilience, and experience that success alone could not provide. This perspective helps you remain calm and hopeful in the face of adversity, because gratitude reminds you that every step, even the painful ones, has meaning and contributes to your growth. Jack Ma often spoke about how setbacks are opportunities in disguise, and that mindset reflects the spirit of gratitude, welcoming every experience as part of the bigger picture. Another reason gratitude is so life-changing is because it strengthens relationships. When you express appreciation toward the people around you, family, friends, colleagues, mentors, you not only uplift them, but also build deeper trust and connection. People naturally feel valued and respected when their efforts are acknowledged, and gratitude is the key to nurturing these feelings. A simple thank you, a kind note, or even silently appreciating someone's presence can transform your interactions. Gratitude reduces conflict and increases empathy, making it easier to understand others and work together harmoniously. Strong relationships are one of the greatest sources of happiness and success, and gratitude is the glue that strengthens them. Gratitude also enhances your productivity and motivation. When you are grateful for the opportunities in front of you, you are more likely to take full advantage of them instead of wasting time complaining or procrastinating. Gratitude shifts your mindset from I have to I get to. For example, instead of dreading work, gratitude helps you see it as a chance to learn, grow, and contribute. Instead of resenting responsibilities, you begin to appreciate them as privileges. This shift makes you more energized, more committed, and more optimistic, which naturally leads to higher performance. People who approach their work and goals with gratitude often experience greater success because they put in consistent effort without being drained by negativity. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to build gratitude into your daily life is through journaling. By writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day, you train your mind to actively seek out the good in your life. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to focus more on positive experiences, making gratitude a natural part of your thinking. Another practice is starting or ending your day by mentally acknowledging the blessings around you, your health, your family, your opportunities, even the small comforts like a warm meal or a quiet moment. Gratitude does not require extraordinary events to be felt. It is found in the ordinary details of daily life that we often overlook. By consistently practicing gratitude, you develop an inner sense of peace that remains unshaken even when external circumstances are not perfect. Gratitude also connects closely with humility, because when you acknowledge the good in your life, you realize how much of it comes from sources beyond your control. This recognition prevents arrogance and fosters a deeper sense of compassion toward others. You become less focused on comparison and competition and more focused on appreciation and contribution. Gratitude inspires you to give back, to share your blessings, and to create positive ripples in the lives of others. This cycle of appreciation and generosity makes your life richer, not just in material terms, but in meaning and joy. Gratitude practiced daily is a habit that nurtures not only your inner state of mind, but also the world around you, creating harmony, fulfillment, and resilience that last a lifetime. The 6th daily habit that can change your life forever is practicing self-discipline, because without discipline, even the best ideas, biggest dreams, or greatest talents cannot be realized. Self-discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements, between intentions and results, and between dreams and reality. It is the ability to control impulses, delay gratification, and stay consistent with your actions even when motivation fades. Many people start strong with enthusiasm, but without discipline, they eventually quit when things get difficult. Those who cultivate self-discipline, however, understand that success is built on small, repeated actions carried out with persistence and focus. Discipline is not about restriction or punishment. It is about freedom, because when you are disciplined, you free yourself from laziness, procrastination, and distractions that hold you back from living the life you want. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is consistency. Success is not achieved through occasional bursts of effort, but through steady, daily commitment to the right actions. Whether it is exercising regularly, sticking to a budget, practicing a skill, or working on a business idea, discipline ensures that you keep showing up even when it feels inconvenient or unexciting. Over time, consistency compounds into results that others might mistake for luck or talent, when in reality it is the product of disciplined effort. Self-discipline makes you reliable to yourself, which builds confidence and self-respect, because you know you can trust yourself to follow through on what you promised. This trust in yourself is one of the greatest sources of inner strength. Self-discipline is also crucial because it teaches you how to manage time effectively. Every day you are given the same 24 hours as everyone else, but the difference between those who achieve success and those who don't lies in how they use those hours. Discipline helps you prioritize important tasks over distractions, ensuring that your time is invested in actions that move you closer to your goals rather than wasted on short-term pleasures. It is easy to fall into the trap of scrolling endlessly on your phone, watching television for hours, or putting off responsibilities until later, but discipline cuts through these temptations and keeps you aligned with your bigger vision. When you master your time, you master your life, and self-discipline is the habit that makes this mastery possible. Another important element of discipline is emotional control. Life is full of challenges, and emotions like fear, anger, frustration, or doubt can easily derail progress if not managed properly. Discipline allows you to pause, think, and respond rather than react impulsively. It helps you stick to your principles and values even when situations test your patience or resilience. For example, when facing rejection, a disciplined person does not give up, but instead learns from the setback and keeps going. When tempted by unhealthy habits, discipline gives you the strength to choose long-term well-being over short-term satisfaction. This emotional regulation not only supports success, but also creates stability and peace of mind because you are not constantly at the mercy of external circumstances. Self-discipline also nurtures mental toughness. The ability to keep moving forward in the face of discomfort, boredom, or obstacles is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Discipline pushes you to go to the gym when you don't feel like it, to study when you'd rather relax, to save money when spending is tempting, and to work on your craft when no one is watching. These small acts of discipline develop resilience, and resilience is the backbone of any lasting success. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes second nature, and you build a stronger mindset that allows you to take on even bigger challenges with confidence. Discipline also connects with other habits like gratitude, learning, and goal setting, because it is the foundation that allows these practices to thrive. Without discipline, you might read about new ideas, but never apply them. Or you might feel grateful one day, but forget the practice when life gets busy. Discipline ensures that good habits become part of your daily routine, not occasional activities. It is the structure that supports growth, turning intentions into lifestyle. The best part is that self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. By setting small goals, sticking to routines, and holding yourself accountable, you gradually build greater control over your actions and choices. In the long run, this self-mastery is what creates freedom, success, and fulfillment, because you are no longer a prisoner of impulses or distractions, but the architect of your own destiny.